Watch this video before you buy a Skoda Slavia. This here is a 2022 Skoda Octavia Mark IV style. And this here is a Skoda Slavia 1.5 TSI with the DQ200 DSG gearbox. The top model of the Skoda Slavia costs roughly around 20 to 22 lakh rupees, and surprise surprise, the price of this used 2022 Mark IV Octavia is basically the same. So let me tell you why you should choose this Octavia over the Slavia all day, every day. First and foremost is the size. The Octavia is just plain larger than the Slavia. It's 100 mm longer in terms of length, and go to the rear, you get the sleek looking notchback design, which means you also get a gigantic boot, which is definitely larger than the one you find in the Slavia. And also, this is a global product made by Skoda, which means that the technology, build quality and the materials used are noticeably better than the one in the Slavia. Second reason why you should choose the Octavia over the Slavia is because of the powertrain department. Both cars are turbocharged petrol engines, but they're very different. This over here is a E888 Gen 3B 2-liter TSI making 190 HP and 320 Newton meters of torque. This over here is a 1.5 TSI making 150 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. While the power differences might not be a lot, only 40 horsepower in it, this is the better powertrain. That's because this Gen 3B engine is connected to a 7-speed dual clutch gearbox just like this Slavia, but this is the DQ381 gearbox, which means it's more reliable and it has faster shifts as well. Whereas the DQ200 has its own set of problems, and while the Gen 3B is not the most tuner-friendly engine out there, you can still push this car all the way up to stage 2, making anywhere between 250 to 300 horsepower. Whereas the 1.5 TSI, nobody has really been able to go above 200 horsepower reliably, which means that this car is as powerful stock as this car in its stage 2 setup, which means this car is amazing when it comes to straight line speed. And not just in a straight line, but this Octavia Mark IV drives amazing in the corners as well. This car is based on the MQB platform. Now the Slavia also is based on an MQB platform, but that is the MQB A0iN platform, which means it's loosely based on the MQB platform with some hints of the Polo of the past, and it's more or less Indianized in a way, which is great. But when you compare it to this MQB platform, this is a platform which is shared directly with the Golf, which means that this car feels planted and stable when you're cornering, especially at higher speeds, which makes this an amazing car to drive in the ghats as well. Now the Slavia is also based on an MQB platform, but that is the Indianized version of that platform, which means it's great but not as good as this particular car. This car feels solid, rigid and ready to take on corners like it's nobody's business, and that's why I love driving this car. Even though the purpose of this car is not to do that, it can still hold its own in the ghats very well. Now it's not that the Slavia is a bad car to drive. In fact, that's far from it. It's a car that feels perfectly at home in both city traffic and on ghat roads. The 1.5 TSI produces adequate amounts of power and, more importantly, delivers it in a very linear and fun manner. There's no sudden surge or dramatic shove when you get on the throttle, but there is enough performance on the tap to make safe, effortless overtakes. The 7-speed DQ200 DSG complements the engine very nicely. Shifts are quick and clean in most driving scenarios, keeping the car feeling smooth and refined, especially during the relaxed and moderately spirited driving. Where the Slavia starts to show its limitation is in the suspension setup and the way it takes the corners. The suspension that you find in this Octavia also is much more sophisticated than the one on the Slavia. It's very stiff when you want it to be, but it softens up when you're cruising at lower speeds, which means that this is an amazing daily, and if you take it on the highway, you're in for a treat as well, because this car can maintain high speeds for a very long time in the utmost amount of comfort, which makes this the perfect car for road trips, because guess what? That massive boot space that you find in this car comes in handy when you're going on a long road trip. And talking about the rear seat space, well, that's better in this car compared to the Slavia as well. And because the suspensions are also better in this car, that means rear seat passengers are also in great amounts of comfort, making this one of the best all-rounder cars that you can buy in the used car market at the moment. And last but not the least is the stunning interior of this Mark IV Octavia. Now, if you look at it from a distance, the Slavia and the Octavia have fairly similar looking interiors, a nice tablet kind of infotainment system in the middle and a digital instrument cluster in front of you. But that's where the similarities end, because the Octavia's interior is better in terms of material, build quality, and even the user interfaces that these two systems use. Let's start off with the general interior. You have suede on the dashboard, which gives it a very premium feel. These seats are absolutely stunning with leather and suede as well. Nice thick bolsters to keep you in place when you're cornering hard, and very comfortable as well. Now the steering wheel is the exact same steering that you get in the Slavia. You get some plastic paddle shifters and the same buttons and controls, but the instrument cluster in front of you is miles better than the one you get in the Slavia 1.5 TSI. The graphics, animations, and the UI is just 10 times better and much more usable and much more customizable as well. Coming to the center infotainment system, again the same story, amazing visuals, graphics, processing time, and this is just a much easier system to use compared to the one that you find in the Slavia. But you still have the same niggles that you get with a modern Skoda. You don't have a lot of tactile buttons, but this Octavia still gets a couple of shortcut buttons over here in the center console. Apart from that, Skoda has tried to keep this Octavia's interior very minimalistic, so you don't have much going on. Not a lot of buttons, but you do get some really nice looking ambient lights, which are customizable with a bunch of different colors, which the Slavia doesn't get. And you also get a banging audio system as well. Now, the only place where the Octavia lacks is in terms of the sunroof, which it doesn't get, but that means that the center of gravity of this car is lower, which means you have more confidence when you're driving it. Overall, I would choose this interior over the Slavia's interior any day. That being said, it's not like the Slavia's interior is bad. In fact, it's a good place to spend some time in. Opt for the top variants like the Prestige or the Monte Carlo, and you're genuinely in for a treat. The material quality is good across the cabin, the infotainment system looks modern and premium with sharp graphics and responds well, and overall it feels decently put together. The digital instrument cluster is decent, but the layouts could have been better considering what Skoda had to offer in the past with the Octavia and the Superb. Overall, the Slavia's interior is a good place to spend some time in, but when you compare it to the Octavia, the difference is immediately noticeable. The Octavia simply feels more premium, more cohesive and better engineered, and that theme carries throughout the car. When the Mark IV Octavia was first launched in India, the style variant was priced around 27 lakh rupees, going up to nearly 30 lakh rupees for the LNK variant. At the time, the pricing was extremely competitive because you were getting a well-rounded package, a punchy 2-liter TSI engine, excellent driving dynamics, immense comfort and generous amounts of space. Fast forward to today, and with these cars now available in the used car market, the Octavia makes even more sense. For the money, it offers a level of performance, refinement and overall depth that very few cars can match, making it genuinely a compelling value proposition. Now, it may look like that we're trying to push this car to be sold, but trust me, that's not what we're trying to doing, although there is a little bit of an aspect of that as well. What we're trying to promote is that people, especially enthusiasts, should look at the used car market before they purchase a brand new car like this Skoda Slavia. Now, don't get me wrong, the Slavia is an amazing product, it's very nice, but if you're willing to spend 20 to 22 lakh rupees on a car, look at the used car market. There are some great deals out there, just like this 2022 Mark IV Octavia style. This car is better than the Slavia in literally each and every aspect possible. It's better to drive, it has more interior space, it has more boot space, fuel efficiency is more or less the same as the Slavia, and overall just a very nice and sorted car to have in your garage. So if you're interested in purchasing this particular Octavia style, hit us up in our DMs or text us on WhatsApp. The number will be on the screen. We will attend to you and give you the best deal possible. So check out TDH Classifieds and our verified section, because this car has been completely inspected in and out by our team, making sure that this is fit for sale. So check this car out on Instagram and on our website and let us know what would you pick, the Octavia style or this Skoda Slavia 1.5 TSI. Comment down below, subscribe to our channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.